So my name is Jacqueline Elder. I started here in 1980, and my job was a program leader. I was here for, I think it was 22 years, 23 years before they actually moved me to another facility. I think one of the biggest memory is when we did the Family and Friends Day. Because we was real nervous about it, especially the first year that we did it. Trying to get all the vendors to come in and send up all the entertainment part and making sure that we had enough activities for the kids and stuff and people to actually run the activities and stuff like that. But I think once that we put it all together and stuff and it ended up being a big success, then there was some proud moments behind it. My supervisor, which was Willow Hull, he taught me a whole lot in how to relate to the people and especially the parents. I also learned like once you create a relationship with the parents, then you have the utmost respect for them dealing with their kids and stuff, and they trusting you with their kids and stuff. I think that played a big part because a lot of people ended up trusting us as a staff. I think that was some like the highlights of everything. So doing different programs, creating different programs for the kids, because we used to take the kids to get tickets to like the Barnum and Bailey circus, to different plays and stuff like that. So we wanted to introduce the kids to a whole new type of life and some of the things that we knew that they would never probably get to experience. And so with us doing things like that, it created even more close relationship with the parents and them trusting us even more. We also partnership with the UGA, and we also had the Big Brother Big Sister program where we had to get the kids signed up with one of the Big Brothers Big Sister, and that helped a whole lot because we was big on the educational part and stuff like that, not them just having somebody to take them out for ice cream or taking them out or whatever they thought that they can do for them. We was big on the education part of it first. I think all that was an impact on the community. Because, like I said, when I first started, I was very green, very naive to a lot of things. Naive when it comes to people, taught me a whole lot, with the kids and the adults. Because you had to learn how the kids would try to use you, how to discipline them without the parents getting upset with you and that type of thing. So it learned me a lot, how to program a lot of different types of programs that we was trying to introduce to the kids, not the same old thing, not just basketball. Because we did like t-ball, we did softball, basketball. We did do basketball. We had football programs. All that stuff was ran out of the centers. And it wasn't until we actually did it, until all of a sudden, of course, the political part stepped in and they wanted to take it from us and go into the school system. And that's when things kind of got turned around. To be sincere in what you're doing. Because I truly believe that kids can pick up on you when you're fake. I truly believe that. My thing is, I wanted to show the kids love, but also in that same aspect, discipline, and show them the way of life rather than just thinking it's one way or whatever. And most of the time, they can tell like if you true blue. to them. You know what I'm saying? So that's my take. That you need to be totally sincere in whatever you're doing. On and popping. Everybody wanted to be here. Believe that. Cause I mean, it was just like packed all the time, and it was so great. Believe this, I didn't never want to miss work. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking that I'm gonna miss something. Cause I mean, like I said, because we were running the games, and then like they had the volleyball league here, and the volleyball league was big at that time. Because we had like UGA coming in. A lot of those guys played, you know, they had it was an open league ran by Will Jones. And so, I mean, it was on and popping every night. Mm-hmm. If it wasn't here, it was at Bishop Park, you know, with the softball and stuff like that. So we had a lot of good times, believe me, in the way the change don't came about now. But everything have to change, you know, so okay. I love my job. I love working with people. I love the seniors because we had bingo here, you know, and they like taking their trips. And I think back to that question about the impact, I think we had a lot of impact in people's lives because as the kids that we had when I first came, when they growed up to be adults, you know, they always come back. Now they want their kids to come up under me and stuff like that. So they know what we stood for. So Willie Hood. He just his demeanor, you know, and the way he related to people, you know, and the respect that people had for him, it just showed me a lot, you know. So, I mean, you didn't have to be ugly to people without, you know, and trying to get your point across to them. And I mean, sometimes, you know, you might have to, but, you know, not too regular. Not too regular, but, yeah. That's the way he taught us, you know, how to deal with people who wouldn't. And stay on that professional level. Try not to let them carry you to another level. And I must say, sometimes it was hard, you know, but. So most of the time in the morning time, I know that a lot of guys that came from like the factory, they work, you know, they might work at night and get off in the morning. They came here and so they ran like basketball and stuff like that. It was more like adult time in the mornings. And then we had after school in the evening. And then at night we'll turn it back to adult times. Because we would send the kids home, depending on the time frame. Like if it got dark at 5, around 5:30 or whatever, we would send the kids home. Or they had to be picked up. And then from 5:30 to 9 would be adult time again. I think the people's lives that we touch, they're going to forever remember this part. And they do remember this part, you know. Because even now, you know, like I said, a lot of the kids that came up under us, they still come back. Wherever we are, wherever they see us, you know, and they always gonna talk about Lay Park, you know, because they know the time that they had. Some of their kids did grow up here for a minute, you know, even though, you know, or whatever. But yeah, I think, yeah, you're gonna always be Thomas and Lay Park. That is definitely a legend. Yeah, I worked with Mr. Lay, yeah. It was, Mr. Lay was on it. He was kind of mild-mannered, but he also believed in keeping things in line. And pretty much he didn't really have any trouble out of none of the staff anyway, because we knew what our job was, and at that particular time it wasn't about nobody goofing off. You know what I'm saying? Because back then we kind of had people that was constantly watching our facilities and stuff. You know, East Athens, Lake Park, Rock Springs. You know, we had people that, and I'm saying political people. So it was like, it was some tough times at that particular time, because we had to produce, because they was constantly watching and was saying the kids weren't getting this and wasn't getting that, you know, and stuff like that. So I think it's wonderful. I think it's wonderful. That was the only reason I did this. Because I don't normally like getting in front of no camera or talking to anybody.